All right, all you snowboarders of the internet that are brave enough to tune into this, thank you for tuning into the A Day for Jake live stream. Hopefully, you were somewhere where you could actively actually go and participate in the Day for Jake. Unfortunately, those of you in Europe and whatnot, you're probably like fucked in the ass because coronavirus is everywhere and ruining everything for everyone. Let's just say we should probably not be getting into crowds, but it was a day for Jake, so we did it. If you follow me on Instagram, there's 2-second video of the start of the group. I could not film the carnage that ensued on the mass run down through the border cross, through Peace Park, and everything like that. Yeah. So, anyways, I feel bad for you guys. I'm sorry. This shouldn't have been. This sucks. This coronavirus thing fucking sucks. Anyways. Moving on. We will have a new podcast for you guys out probably Monday-ish. Kevin's supposed to come over tonight, and we're going to do that. I'm going to attempt to try to go to Utah and not get the virus. There's no quotes on that. Also, the magical wheel will be returning for all of you that want a super chat. So here's the rules. If you do a super chat, you get a spin of the wheel. You could lose your turn. You could spin again. You could win a sticker pack. You could get a rant. You could, let's see, we put some new ones on there. Ask another question. Pick a top 5. So if you win that one, you get to pick a topic for a top 5, and it will be a future top 5. And you could also force me to drink water. So, yeah, the magic wheel of super chats will be returning here shortly. We'll start that at, say, 4:45. So we got a few minutes to answer some of your guys' questions. And we'll go from there. Certain top 5s will not be allowed. I do have final discretion on if we can do that. Anything that will get me demonetized or pinged by YouTube will not happen. Right now, it is puking snow, which is fucking amazing because it was like 45 degrees snowboarding today. Okay, let's see what we got here for some questions. Robert Sue, what would be a good one-board quiver that you would recommend for riding in Japan? I think something like the Endeavor Maverick. That way you don't get the swallowtail portion like you would on the Archetype. So if you need to ride a groomer, you could do that. Let's see, what else? Anything from United Shapes like the Cadet, the Orbiter, the Voyager. Those would really work for you. You could get away with like a Rosinal Sashimi. Or you could probably do an XV if you really wanted to, if you wanted something stiffer. If you go to LibTech, obviously the Orca is designed for that. It will crush it over there. Then let's see what else is good out there. I'm trying to think like what I would do if I had to. If I did Capita, I would do a Navigator for sure. Like pretty much any of those POW-oriented boards that you can still carve with. Like I would probably just, out of anything, I would just grab either a Niche Maelstrom or a Wired Vantage. Those would be the 2 boards I would probably choose if I had to, if those were the only questions that we could. All right. Let's see what we got here. We got a super chat from Adnan Fazlik. I'm riding the DOA, the Signal Yup and Wow. Saw the Finest on sale for $3.99 and I want it. Is it too close to the DOA? No. Here's the big difference between the DOA. So you got your camber profiles, which are going to be completely different. So you got reverse into camber with the Finest. So you're going to have more play between the feet. It's just going to be a lot looser in there. And you're going to engage the pop completely different. It's more buttery in the tips than the DOA. 2, asymmetrical side cut. DOA's side cut is good. Finest side cut can lay over better on edge just due to that asim nature of it. 3, magnetraction. On ice, the Finest will grip better than the DOA. So we do have that going on. Let's see. What else we got going on here? You know what? Fuck it. I'm throwing caution to the wind. You got a spin of the wheel, bud. You get a sticker pack. I believe I've actually got your address, so I'll throw that together for Sticker Club because you're in Sticker Club. So Yeah. All right. Just hit me with an email, info@angrysnowboarder, to remind me to send that out. So yeah. Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. Also, for anyone that doesn't know, Kevin Hub is in the chat. So if you have questions for Kevin Hub, you can totally send them to him there. Yeah, let's see what else we got going on here. Okay. Chungyin Shea, what's the pros and cons of the volume shifted boards compared to a regular board? So before we went volume shifted, if you were a really heavy rider, bigger guy, you had to go to a really bigger board. So you got these guys riding 166s, 170s. Now they can get on something like a 158 and they're like, oh my God, it reduces that length, the swing weight, because the volume is still the same because it's wider. So you got that as a pro for those guys, for those types of riders. Now, one of the cons is you get those ones that are super directional, so they have no tail. So you lose that tail. So when you're landing stuff, if you're trying to ride steep and deep with lots of drops, you have nothing to compress the tail on. So it's all your back leg is taking that. So it's just you hit and you can't put your landing gear down to do that. The other thing is if you have a smaller foot, they are not as nimble edge to edge. So unfortunately, you're putting more leverage into that board to just try to get it over on edge, and it's not giving you what you need it to do. So people with smaller feet, they tend to have issues with that. The other thing is the whole dynamic of how you carve and how you drive the board is so different. Like you've got such a wide platform, so it's so stable. So if you go to a normal width board, you lose that stability of that width, but you gain that length, which changes how when you load up off the tail, it's going to drive. So yeah, let's see. Mega Crush 54, is Polonia the best material to build a snowboard? Thank you from Barcelona. I mean, it's a good additive. If you did a whole Polonia wood core, you would find that landing on really firm snow or hitting jibs, it'll start to dent the core. So the P-Tex will actually suck up and in. That's why if you ever look at a board that's got Polonia, it's got poplar or beech or ash around it, or maple, to try to dissipate those impacts. So if you do a full Polonia wood core, it's compressible. Tensile strength, it's super strong, but it's super compressible when you push down on it. So if you actually look at a core that's built right, they sometimes do like a top layer Polonia with a hardwood underneath to sandwich it in, and that way it retains its strength. Otherwise, they do like a Polonia stringer in there, so you get that rebound, but you'll also notice hardwoods around it, or aramid, Kevlar, or carbon as well to do that. Let's see. Bobo 03301, bindings for Captain Mercury. Here's the three that I would go with on it. Okay. Rome Katana. We'll throw a Union Atlas on there because the Union fanboys demand that all Capita boards have a Union on there. And I would say something like a Now Brigade would be really solid. Or you could even do like Now Times Yes if you wanted something with a little surfier feel to it, or even a Recon. There's a little more than three, but you get the idea. Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys are really upset that the European resorts are closing due to coronavirus. Just so everyone knows, they're having discussions here in the States, especially in Colorado, about that. If they do close the resorts, expect no reviews, like next to none. I've probably got about 30 saved, and that would be it. I'd have to get on everything in the fall, and that would just be a mad dash scramble, because logistically to get about 100 boards down to South America when things start to dissipate, when I've also looked into heading more north and getting out of here if I have to, and trying to travel to resorts to review stuff. So yeah, there's that. All right. Let's see. We got a super chat from Marco Purchase. Are the Solomon boots that use the straitjacket a good boot for fighting heel lift, or is there a better medium flex option that reduces heel lift even when the boot fits? Your toes touch the end. Well, first off, you get a spin of the wheel, so we're going to give you a spin of the wheel here. Okay, you get to ask a second question after this. But straitjacket is actually probably one of the best technologies for locking down a heel in a boot. if the boot fits your foot, so you got a Solomon foot and it works, it's amazing because heel hold ain't going anywhere in that. So, um, it's super phenomenal in that regard. It's every time, like, I don't have a Solomon foot anymore, but anytime I put that in, like, that just cranks down. The only other option that I find really good is anything that's got a side boa for internal, because especially K2 and ride, more K2 than anything because you got boa conda, so you can adjust it up and down in there. And I do ride K2 boots, so I'm a little biased, but that really holds the heel down. Like, my big thing is I push a lot from the ball of my foot off the toes, just like really, really push up on that. And boa conda just locks me in so much better. All right. And, you do have the option for a second question anytime, Marco. I will answer that. So plop it up there. You don't have to super chat that. Eric Azevedo. Friend is a new rider, 6'7", size 15 boot. My Arbor 161 mid-wide was too small. Suggestions? How much does he fucking weigh? I mean, I'd be more worried about the width of the board than anything because your height doesn't mean shit when you pick out a board. It's that downward weight on it that's going to do it. But with a size 15, he's really limited to like ultra wide boards. He might, like, I want to say, I mean, he's a beginner, so maybe you could put him on the biggest ride war pig out there, and that would work for him. Let's give you another spin here. Spin again. Oh, I get to drink water. Yay. So that's good. But yeah, like the ride war pig might be good for him. I mean, maybe if he's got a lot of weight, you could probably put him on a party platter, maybe a Marhar lumberjack. Like, I know a 55 lumberjack would work for him, even the 58. So you could do that. Trying to think what's like super wide that would work for him as well out there. Like maybe a stump ape. That might be playful enough for him. Like in the 57. That could work. All right, let's see what we got for another question. Snifflick YT. How worried are you about resorts closing down to coronavirus? I have 4 weeks of food if I eat 3 meals a day. So that's 4 weeks of complete food if the town goes into shutdown. Worst case scenario. 6 weeks if I really stretch it. I've been pretty much the only one that's loaded up on canned goods and rice and pasta, which is all shit I would eat anyway, so I'm not worried, and the freezer's full of meat. So there's that. If they close the resorts here, and I've already said this in this live stream, this is what I'd be worried about. One, our medical isn't the best up here. It couldn't handle a catastrophic, like realistically 10,000 people going to the hospital. It couldn't handle it. We would have to be shuttling down to Denver, which would be, but on an economic level, this is where I would be more worried. You're talking almost total collapse of our infrastructure and our economy. So for me personally, I can't do reviews if the resorts are closed. I can't do reviews. I can't make money. I can't make money. I have to go back to work. I've already talked to my old bosses at my old job. They are open arms. Anytime I want to come back, I can come back to the liquor store. That means that I would theoretically go from making about 300% more than I made at the liquor store to having to cut a lot of stuff back out of my life and go back to living paycheck to paycheck, which would be detrimental to me. But on a bigger scale, you're talking economically, all of our revenue that comes in to fix the town and the potholes in the streets, gone overnight. You would be talking about businesses collapsing overnight. Housing market would start to collapse. All these second and third homes that people rent out, people couldn't afford to pay the rent. They can't pay the rent. They can't pay the mortgage. It would become a mass collapse if this happened to us. Aside from the weed industry, snow industry and tourism is our largest driver here. And that I've I've started to look into contingency plans, like where I could go. I've been very cautious with how I do things, like riding the chairlift alone. I will not get in a gondola cabin. I strongly suggest any of you guys going snowboarding do not get in a gondola cabin at all. That's just, and if anyone's going to Aspen, just be aware that there are 12 cases down there. And these assholes, like there's 3 in the group that chose not to be tested, so they're under quarantine, but they knowingly came in knowing that they were probably sick. So fuck those people. I hope they get AIDS and die. Actually, no, AIDS would be too nice for them. Rectal cancer. But on a grand scale of things, I think it's unprecedented how much we've never seen this happen. Resorts are usually in a bubble. I think this is going to have a chain reaction. And a year from now, this question will be, how has the town changed? How has ski resorts changed? How is everything being mitigated? I mean, that's kind of the bigger thing that we have to look at. So that's kind of where I'm at on that with that question. We've got a few more super chats, so we got some more spins of the wheels. So what is it? It's I2355028. Jesus Christ, that is a fucking name. Anyways, let's give you the spin of the wheel. You might not be answering this question you have. We'll see. Let's see. That's on the line. We'll spin that again. All right, you win a sticker. So email me, info@angrysnowboard. Take a screenshot of this and send me your address, and I will get that sticker. To answer your question, are you currently helping design or improve snowboard with any company? By the way, thanks for the Super Pig review and quick response. We'll go for the Super Piggy. Right now, I've got 2 prototypes from Marhar that probably won't see the light of day, but I'm kind of helping Nate play around with some stuff since I did help him with the lumberjack in the past. I have companies that hit me up and they're just like, just give us the direct feedback and maybe we can tweak it and do that. And I do have a lot of company people that reach out to me and say, hey, what do you think about this? And I was like, okay, this could work and stuff. By and large, though, any active model that I'm working on, no, I'm not working on any active model. I've got some ideas for some Angry Snowboarder boards down the road from various companies that might be willing to work with me. So there's that. We got another super chat from Billy Ray Valentine. I know he only just wants me to spin the wheel. So Billy Ray, what do you get? Lose a turn. Sucker. All right. Let's see what we got. We got one more in here from JT SPEC. Let's give you a spin of the wheel here. All right. What do you win? What do you get? Lose a turn. I'll still answer your super chat. I'm nice like that. But this is it. Is there a difference in ollieing a rocker and a camber? I hear the term skate like pop for rockers, but I'm not sure what that means. Yes. So with traditional camber, you have the arc of the camber and you have to load the camber to get the board to rebound. So reverse camber, it's going the opposite way. It's not rebounding as much. So when you do load it and it pops, it's more like riding a skateboard where you don't have to load it like you would traditional camber, where you feel that load and then that rebound. You're riding along, you can just push into the tail, it pops and snaps. That's what it is. It's every camber profile pops completely different, and every one of them loads completely different. Some load better than others, some load worse than others. It's a personal preference though. Like I'll ride a reverse camber when my knees are really bothering me, because I know that it's just going to pop so much easier than riding traditional camber, which is going to be fighting my load the whole time to snap. So it wants to pop at all times. And that's kind of the big difference with them right there. Let's see. Got some other questions going on here. Let's see what we got going on here. Elvin Son, have you had a chance to hop on the GNU Fun Guide? Is it comparable to the Orca? I haven't had a chance to hop on it. but I've talked to enough people and talked to the reps and stuff. So the fun guy is stiffer and more snappy. That's really what it is. It's a stiffer, snappier Orca. So if you like really want something that's just, you're going to have to push a lot harder to drive, then yeah, that's what it is. I do have the fun guy on the wish list with my Mervin rep. I believe his wife went into labor this week, so I probably won't hear from him until next month, but it's on the list pending everything that's going on globally with this pandemic and whatnot. I should be able to ride it. If I do, there will be a review. If there's not, we're probably going to have to wait till next fall for me to get on that. So yeah. Okay. Brian Mullane, fuck, marry, kill on the Mountain Jam, Skid Row, Motley Crue, and Twisted Sister. Okay. Here's how we're going to go. I'm going to marry Motley Crue. That's a given every fucking time. That is a given every time right there. I'm going to fuck Sebastian Bach. I'm going to do it. He's a pretty boy. If I squint hard enough, he looks like a female. But I want Sebastian Bach 1989. I don't want Sebastian Bach 2019. It's a little bloated. And unfortunately, that means I got to kill Dee Snider from Twisted Sister, which I'm kind of okay with. Like, I like Dee. I like their music, Twisted Sister. But they're retired. He's over the hill. So, he's dead. So there we go. All right. Let's see. T. Espo, have you rode the Battalion Thunder? Yes, I have. If you're a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP, that review will be dropping in, I think, the first or the second week of June for all Angry Snowboarder VIP members. Otherwise, for everyone else, the full review with the video will drop tentatively maybe first week of October, somewhere in there. I'm not sure. I got to kind of coincide it with by the time everything ships to stores, so that way I can make some money off these friggin' affiliate links. Okay. Zeppelin 481, can we get a top 5 boards for Ice Coast riding? No. Okay. Let's see. Patrick Noel just got back to Denver from Copper. Great shredding with everyone today. So you were there for the fucking carnage. I stayed at the back of the pack for a day for Jake for the one lap that everyone made down under American Dyer. It's not American Flyer, it's American Dyer. And watching people catch their edges and eat shit was absolutely fucking amazing. Also, the amount of people on rental equipment. Where they fucking wrangled these people, I do not know, nor why they were there on rental equipment, but they tried. But the carnage, it was fast and loose in there for a while. It was a little aggressive there. Ooh. All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. T-Will, intermediate, icy East Coast, mostly groomers, some trees, some powder. Looking at Magnet Traction or Sims boards. Recommendations, don't even waste your fucking time with Sims. Just don't. I'll tell you that right now. But if you're looking at something with Magnet Traction, that opens you up to it. There's a bunch of stuff. So you got Rosnell, you got Jones, you got Niche, and you got LibTech and GNU. So you got plenty of options in there. For what you're describing, I think like a Dynamo, maybe a Terrain Wrecker, a GNU Anti-Gravity, Jones Frontier. That might be too much board for you. If you wait till next year, there's a new version of a downgraded Maelstrom from Niche. It's just going to be a softer flexing Maelstrom. That would be solid. Rosnell, the 1LF would be good. You could even get away with probably a Sashimi for what you're describing in there. The Templar would probably be too blah. You could do an Angus as well. So you got a few options. All right. Bobo03301 with the super chat. You just want to spin of the wheel. You want to face the wheel. Let's see what you got here, bud. All right. Where are we at? You get to pick a top 5 topic for the future. So feel free, shoot it down there. I'll look for it. I got the trusty top 5 Bible right here, so I can write that down, and we'll see how this goes. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on here. Will, stay safe, Avran. Shit's getting real out there. Shit is getting fucking real. Idiots from fucking... This is how bad this is. I couldn't find a thermometer anywhere in the county, and I'm immune suppressed. I kind of need one of those. I thought I had one, but I didn't. So actually, I stole one from my job. But people from Denver today came up and have cleaned out every store they can for any supply that they feel they need. Toilet paper, hand sanitizer, which we didn't have any, but dish soap, everything like that. Like that's how fucking real it is. Like these assholes, and it's even worse because the tourists that are here for 3 days are loading up on all this shit too. And it's like, are you flying with this shit? How are you taking this home? What are you doing with this? It's getting a little scary, and frankly, I'm not above having to go shopping with a gun if I have to, but don't be a fucking asshole. Like as someone that's immune suppressed, like there's stuff that I need so that I can combat this because you probably have. I should say, I'm immunocompromised is what they call it. Technically, it's not a suppression because a suppression is medically induced, I believe, but compromised. But anyways, because of that, but here's the protocols I've been taking because I know a lot of people probably want to hear this. So I'm carrying alcohol wipes that are 70% isopropyl on me at all times. When I'm at the resort, gloves stay on probably 90% of the time. I'm very cautious of what I touch. When I get to the car, I open everything up. I wipe my hands down. I wipe the door handles down. I don't touch anything else. I wash my hands the second I get home. I'm taking immune boosters, homeopathic ones. I'm eating one little tablet of Dayquil a day when I'm outside the house, just precautionary as well. Changed my whole diet, trying not to eat a lot of shit food, anything that's processed, keeping an eye on that. That's like, don't be a fucking asshole. Like that. Like, I shouldn't have to say this, but wash your hands, wash your ass, and wash your hands after you wash your ass. And don't hoard shit. It's kind of a dickish move because there are people that literally need this shit. I'm one of them. I don't think people understand this. Like they see me and they think I'm totally healthy. I got no spleen. We don't know what's up with my right kidney, but we're pretty sure it's dead. It's there. So that means like my immune system is just completely fucking shot. But there's no reason to hoard things. Like I was lucky that I always buy a 36 pack of toilet paper anyways, and I bought one like 2 months ago, so I'm good. So I don't have to worry about that. But I was at the grocery store. It's like, oh yeah, I need paper towels, and there was one package of toilet paper left, and I was like, I should probably just pick that up just in case. So I did, but I bought a bunch of hand soap just to put in other rooms, different bathrooms because I do have some there, and then I bought the wipes, and I've got the Clorox wipes. Like anytime a company sends me anything, I wipe it down. I'm just being super paranoid about everything. Like I had to give a ride to a friend today, and before he could get in the car, I made him alcohol wipe his hands down. Just, he's in snowboard gear, so I'm not too worried. But when I'm on the mountain, I will not ride a full chair with people. I will not ride a gondola. If it's empty, I'll just get on the chair by myself. Even if there's like, hey, can I get on with you? And I just tell people no. Like if I'm forced to ride in a crowd, I will do it. But it's like I take the far outside. I don't like being squished in the middle. I'm not eating any fresh baked goods. I'm not eating at restaurants. Like we got 2 cases in the county right now, which technically is 3 because the first one in Colorado started here, even though the guy was taken to Littleton or wherever. It's basically everyone, like, it's kind of a big deal. We should probably, because if we all get sick at once, we're going to overload the medical system. We overload the medical system. It turns into an Italy situation where they're triaging who they have to pick and choose with. But if we can slow the roll of it, so it just progressively just rolls out over 6 months, we'll be good. It's not a matter of if I'm going to get sick. It's a matter of when. I know I'm going to get it. I mean, last month when I couldn't do live streams for you guys, that was influenza B that I got. I can't get a flu shot. I have to risk it because every time I've gotten a flu shot, I get the flu. Like, so this year, I didn't get the flu shot. I still got the flu. And I lost 15 pounds in that 2 weeks. I still haven't got that weight back. I've been trying. It's just gone. That weight is just gone. So 2 more weeks of that, I mean, that would drop me down. I haven't probably weighed that since I was like 24. So, fucking 14 years ago, like Jesus. So yeah. Just everyone be real about this, be proactive, wash your hands. If you feel sick, stay home. I know that's a financial burden to some of you guys. I get that. Just don't think about like, I feel fine, everything's fine. Think about who you're going to infect or who you could. Like I said, for me, I'm immunocompromised. My next door neighbor right behind the altar here, she's going through chemo. My neighbor on the other side of that has throat cancer. He's got a tumor in there, and he just had a newborn baby. I've got to think about them, and stuff like that. Also, hoarding everything, kind of dumb. Get the supplies you need. A lot of pasta, a lot of rice, canned foods. That's fine. It's good. If you buy anything, wash it on the outside. Like I washed all the cans, stuff like that. So, I hate the fact that this is becoming a health stream. So we're going to try to keep this to a minimum. We're going to go back to talking about snowboarding. We've got another super chat from Tim Anderson. So he's getting a spin of the wheel here. Whoa, man, that thing's going. It's going. What do we got for Tim? What do we got? Pick a top 5 topic. So, Tim, feel free to just give me a top 5 topic for the future, but let's look at your question. Looking at bindings for a war pig, I'm that guy that you joke about that has really old cartels. You are that guy. I see that guy every fucking day. Don't understand how some of these people are rocking like 15-year-old bindings and they haven't imploded or the plastic hasn't crapped out on it. Yeah, bindings for the war pig. The sky's the fucking limit for you, man. But here's what I would recommend. Something that's kind of playful, soft. I'd say you could do a cartel again, but Malavita would probably be better for you if you look at Burton. Then Union, I would do the Stratus. Ride, EX, maybe a rodeo. Now, IPO or the Now Times Yes. The Now Times Yes has the softer high back. It's a little more playful. K2, probably the lean AT or the lineup. Push you more towards the lean AT. I think that's just a better match up for that. Rome, I would do just the DOD. I think that's that. All right. We got Jack the Ripper. Spin the wheel. That's all he wants. He just wants me to spin the wheel. All right, buddy. What do we got for you? I need to build a jumbo fucking wheel. Like, just huge. Like, Wheel of Fortune style. Oh, it's still going. Ask another question. All right, you get another question. But we got one from Donald Edwards. Spin the wheel for good old Donnie here. Let that thing go. Are you guys getting hypnotized by that little red section? Should get hypnotized and send me all your hand sanitizer. Be cool. I literally have none. Okay. You get to pick a top 5 topic, so feel free. Tell me what that is. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Adam Cole, homeopathic immune boosters. Jamie Anderson says, no, Jamie Anderson will tell you not to vaccinate. I was vaccinated as a child. I can't vaccinate now. Also, like my stuff is specific dietary boosters for whatever I can, and they do actually slightly work. Slightly, not much. But it's also like I also take glucosamine and I take collagen peptides for my knees. So yeah. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Balt M, what do you think about the Chamonix Kemen? What would be another swallowtail that's good around the same price point? I don't think about that. Essentially, that is just it's like a cheaper nitro, I think. It's like a downgrade. Is it the Fin Twin, I think, or something like that? It's coming out of the same factory. But it's probably the only good Chamonix board they make. Because that's the only one I've seen that never looks like garbage. All the other ones look like garbage. But the big thing is you're about to see everything go on sale here in about another week. Dude, you're going to be able to just get so many fucking deals going on. Bobo03301. Ridden the Rome Stalefish. No, not the Stalefish yet. I rode the Stale Cruiser. Not yesterday, but the day before. That board was cool. I have a Stalefish coming when I get back from Utah. If I go to Utah, I don't know. Like the boards are out in Utah till the 23rd anyways. But yeah, that's on the list. Okay. Patrick Noel. ridden the Stratus yet? Would you recommend snagging one of those or waiting until next year's Black Snowboard of Death? I haven't been on the Stratus yet. I will not be able to get the Stratus until the 23rd. But I will say this, after riding the Black Snowboard of Death for next year, the Black Snowboard of Death right now is sitting really high on my list as an amazing board. Like, it's phenomenal. Like, they made it to what it should have been for the last 5 years. Fucking absolutely phenomenal. Okay. John Omler, any thoughts on Nate Moussan's Boot Fit Bible? Really trying to dive in and get my boots dialed in hard. Pretty sure everything he covers, I cover in Boot Fitting 101. So you could buy his ebook, because it's an ebook, isn't it? It's like $2 or $10 or something like that. So you could do that. So yeah. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Marco Purchase coming in with that second question he's allowed to ask. What is a good all-mountain medium flex board that is stable at speeds and is asymmetrical? Medium flex. Okay. Well, you could actually turn the simulator into an all-mountain. It's a middle-of-the-road flex. It'll ride all-mountain. It's essentially just an asymmetrical DOA. So you could get away with that. Otherwise, I want to say, like, you can do the rider's choice, but you might find that a little too stiff. Like that board, it's hit or miss on people. They're like, it's middle of the road, it's stiff. It's hit middle of the road, it's stiff. So yeah. Right. Okay. I kind of like this question. Brandon Adkins, what kind of board would Donald Trump shred? It would be either a no bad day, because they're cheap, they're built like shit, and they put a lot of money behind the marketing to tell you how good of a company they are, or it would be a Gilson, and he would say that it's the greatest, it's the best, it's made in America, it's built by snowboarders with jobs in Pennsylvania in a fucking barn. He would somehow, it would be one of those two. And both of those companies suck ass so bad. Like, I've just decided, as it's 2020 and I just don't give a fuck anymore, and most people realize this, I'm done trying to ride brands that people tell me I have to have an opinion. If I look at a board and it's just like, this thing is a hunk of shit, I'm just going to say it's a hunk of shit and I'm not going to ride it. I will pick and choose. No Bad Day and Gilson. Hands down. I will never ride a Gilson. I have one. I'll probably ride that just to shit on it, but I'll never review them. Fuck that. And No Bad Day, that company needs to fucking go away. Just go away. Every time I see one of their boards in the wild, they're twisted, they're dimpled. There's like gaps in the tip fill between the sidewall. They just look like shit. They just look like shit. That's how bad it is. It's fucking, they're just absolutely the fucking worst. Fuck that company. And they got that new ad out on fucking Facebook, and they're like, and they make you think that they're building the snowboards in that ad, but it's just a guy planing a bunch of wood. That's not their factory. Their shit's made in China. That white dude ain't making their boards in China. I'll tell you that right now. And their factory doesn't look like a barn. Like, no, fuck that. And then they're mixing up a bunch of resin, and it looks like they're going to make a sidewall with it. And then they start painting with it. And like, so it's just resin paint. Like, that whole ad is just bullshit. And they're sinking some money into it, which is funny because I heard they've declared Chapter 11. All right. Let's see. Adam Cowell, top 5 ways to kill L Stacker. R.I.P. L Stacker. He's already dead. Why would I need to kill him? All right. I think we're kind of caught up on questions there. Let's see what else we got down here. Okay, Jeff DeMoose 776. I'm seriously looking into the IPP Haro. The graphics are sick, and I know multiple people that have it and like it. Do you find that the base is more durable or soft like a Rosinal? Um, so every time I've ridden it, I've always managed to like clip a rock with it, like flat basing. Doesn't really do anything. I think they're pretty solid. I mean, um, got the next year's Haro right over there actually, um, but I've got two Honolese, and only one of them has something I could probably fill, but it's not like the biggest. I mean, I find their bases pretty damn solid. All right, Benjamin Gov, $3 super chat. You get the spin of the wheel. Let's see what we got here. Well, this thing's going, guys. It's going. Also, how many of you guys really enjoy the wheel? Like, I find the wheel is just an interesting concept as a whole. So if you like the wheel, leave me a comment over there in the chat thing. I'm really curious about that. All right. You got pick a top five. So give me a top five. Well, you guys keep winning the top fives, and I'm not seeing anyone telling me that. So yeah. All right. Okay, Pedro Schnorr. What's your take on the spring break powder racer? Considering for a quiver one, I don't ride park. For surfy, laid back, all mountain freestyle kind of riding. I haven't ridden that yet. I've got one. I've got a next year's one sitting in my room, which it's puking snow. So who knows? I might get out this weekend and ride. I was going to try not to because I fucked both my knees up. But for what you're describing, I think that's exactly it. And I think you're super, super solid with that. So, you know, it is what it is. But for what you're describing, I say go for it, man. I think you're super, super solid. All right. Ryan T with the $2 super chat. I see some IPP boards back there. How you like them? I've owned two Honolese already. Like I own two. So, and I can choose to ride anything I want. Like I actively like I bought one. Like I bought one, and then Pete gave me a factory second one. Actually, I bought three IPPs. I forgot I bought Ben, our editor camera guy, Haro as well. So I bought So IPP is like my favorite, like core cool guy, little brand, kind of unknown, just cambered snowboards. They're super solid. So there we go. What do we got? All right. Sticker pack too. Ryan, hit me up, info@angrysnowboarder.com. You can send me your address, send me a screenshot right now. I'll send you a sticker pack. But yeah, IPP, I really like their boards. I really like the marketing of the brand. I really like what they're doing. They've got some good stuff just going in there. I think the direction they're going is phenomenal. The boards are built really well. So, all right. Balt M, this is the $1 super chat going for the wheel spin. Pick a top five. God, man. I should have limited that, man. I'm going to end up with a whole bunch of topics for the future here, which is okay because if I end up having to go into quarantine lockdown, I can just make a top five every day. All right. Ellen Bergsma, LibTech T-Rise Pro or Never Summer Prototype 2. If those are your only two choices, it's going to be T-Rise Pro every time. The Prototype 2 is super hooky because where they put the Vario grip with their camber profile, they put it on the inside of the inserts instead of in the middle of where the insert pack is. So it grips right inside your feet. So it's super fucking hooky. So there. And we got Tim Anderson with the super chat. My wife says spin the wheel. All right, we'll spin the wheel for your wife. Lose a turn. Wah, wah, wah. Okay. Let's see. To follow up with what Alan was saying, he's looking for an all-mountain freestyle board with a slight park focus. I would go Captain Mercury, Ride Algorithm, Yes Typo. Those three, like staples right there. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see what else is going on here. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Shabash Ali. Saw a dude rocking a Gilson with a Rorok. Is there anything we would need to add to this getup to be the ultimate, Jerry? Swivel fucking bindings and a Bluetooth speaker blaring Fish, Little Peep, or Lizzo. Those would be his three choices, I think. I'd give him a pass if it had Billie Eilish. I like her brother's music. Don't really care for her vocals too much. She's interesting, though. But yeah. Okay. NDS Rocks 1. I left wet socks in my boots for 5 days. What should I do? Burn them? Pour rice into them and throw them back in and let it suck up all the moisture. It's probably going to smell really bad. So, put it under Jamie Anderson's face, and the smell will make her cry. And all the essential oils she uses to cure everything will come out, and then you'll have fresh scented boots. Spectre Moose, any thoughts on the new K2 Alchemist? I will be picking that up when I get back from Utah. If I go to Utah, if I don't, I will pick it up this week at some point. I've looked at it a little bit. It's interesting to me. I get where they're coming from with it. I think it's going to be a really unique ride. So, yeah. Okay. Rich Lesnar, are you thinking of doing a review on the 2021 Jackpot or Greats? Jackpot got overhauled for 2021. I think the Greats still stays the same, so I probably won't ride that. But the Jackpot, I will. I'm supposed to be picking up the Yes Now Jones stuff on the 23rd-ish. Mike Sierra, hey, Avran, currently watching from a Portaloo at work. Wash your hands afterwards. After you wash your ass, wash your hands, and then wash your phone. That's disgusting. Bought a Snorties E-Man Anderson. You ridden or planning on reviewing Snorties? No, I'm not, because those are they're novelty boards, dude, in that company, because it's basically Stepchild, and those guys are such a pain in the dick to deal with. Okay, what else we got going on here? Chong Vang, Avran, I saw an Arbor Crosscut camber for 50% off. Do you think that would be too close to the GNU Spam, which I own? I wanted to try an Arbor board. No. Wait, the Crosscut. Is that the one that replaced the whiskey? If it's the one that replaced the whiskey, then yes, it'll be too close to your Spam, even though it won't have that directional shape. If it's not, I don't think it would be that close. I'm just trying to remember if the Crosscut. That might be a Kevin question. Okay, what else we got going on here? Ian the Welshman, are you going to use the one-off Angry Lumberjack or keep it as a keepsake from Marhar? Just so if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, Marhar sent me a custom, one-of-a-kind lumberjack with an angry graphic on the top and bottom. I'll be reviewing it. It's going to be it's essentially the 2021 lumberjack. It's got the new core that's a little softer in the tips. So I'll be reviewing that, and then my last lumberjack was a keepsake that I lent out to people, and it survived a fucking house explosion. Lent it to a friend, and it got blown up in a fucking house, and it survived. I could still ride the damn thing. It's basically a replacement to that one, so I will be riding that. The eventual goal for everything we do here at Angry is to get a real office and production studio, and my goal is to build different rooms for different pieces. Like the altar would be in one room, and then we'd have the podcast room, and then we would probably have some other rooms. And but the goal with that would be to take those boards that are special to us, because Kevin's got a bunch too, and we would just wall mount them and have them be graphics in the background. So yeah. Let's see what else is going on. Old Man Shredder, have the stickers for the last live chat gone out? No, I ran out, so I had to make some more, which takes time from that. But your envelope is over there and addressed. I just got to put the stamps on it. I'm gonna go drop them in the post office tonight. I've got like about 10 more envelopes I got to fill up and address and ship out. But usually takes about 4 days from here, but with everything going on with coronavirus, who knows? Hopefully it makes it to the Groms, and you should have a bunch in there. AJ Anderson 283, angry. I can get a good deal on a Capita DOA 161 wide, but I have a 10.5 boot. Do I pull the trigger? Fuck yeah, go pull the trigger, dude. If that's the size you need, 10.5 on a wide, you're going to have a little more stability underfoot. You're going to be able to stomp landings a lot better. Fuck yeah, go do it, man. If you can get a deal, shit, yeah. All right. Ooh. Benjamin Gov coming in with a hardcore top 5. Fuck. Might have to save this for top 5 month. All right, I'm putting it on the list. Top 5 Rome SDS gear of all time. Oh, man, you're going to make me dig through almost 20 years of stuff. All right. Well, I'm doing this for you. I'm putting it in the Bible. Man, that's... Whew. God, gonna get fucking... The haters are going to come out of the woodwork on that one and be like, you sold out! And I'm going to be like, I didn't sell out. I sold myself to a fucking wheel for $3. Because that's how I do things. All right. Let's see. I think we're kind of caught up on questions there. Okay. Jake XSV, how's the weather and snow out in Colorado? It's puking snow straight down. It's heavy and wet snow that it's puking straight down because it was 45 degrees today. So that means all the humidity and moisture is trapped. So we're probably going to get hammered through the storm tonight. Unfortunately, it's a Saturday and I don't go near the peasants because they're the ones that tend to be sick. So I'll be locked in my house hiding from them tomorrow. But, you know, I think next week there's 2 days of snow coming in. The bigger thing to pay attention is, like, are the resorts going to be open or closed with coronavirus? I hate to say it, and I'm trying to stay away from this topic, but it's looking like a 50-50% chance that we might stay open, we might close. You never know. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's see what else we got going on here. Tom T, best board Burton ever made. The branch manager, hands down, was the best thing that they ever did in the family tree to date, in my opinion. I regret not owning one of those. I really, really do. That unfortunately really pisses me off that I didn't. I should have bought the 59 when I had the chance. I'd probably still be riding that thing, but that was the best board, in my opinion, they ever made. All right. Benjamin Gov with the $10 super chat. Thanks again for everything. One more spin for you, buddy. All right. What did we get here? Ooh. Spin again. You get a sticker. All right, Ben. Hit me up, info@angrysnowboard. Take a screenshot right now and send me your address, and I will send a sticker to you. So, and just so anyone knows, stickers could be anything. You might get a Slayer slab sticker. You might get the big board breaker because this just fits in an envelope. So, yeah. So yeah, there's that. Okay. Let's see. Andy Zermatt closed for season 6. Ooh, fuck, that's awful. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Michael Lagana, What about the Ultra Mind Expander versus Ultra Mountain Twin? Well, okay, so the big thing is you got a directional powder. I use that. You got a directional free ride board that's stiff as shit and crazy aggressive cambered, and then you got a stiff twin that's cam rocker. They ride entirely different. Like in my opinion, the Ultra Mind Expander is stiffer than the Ultra Mountain Twin, and it has a more aggressive side cut. They're really not in the same category. It's like the person that would own one would also own the other in that regard. It's one of those things like they complement each other more than anything. So if you're really looking at those, I think the big thing would be asking yourself, well, okay, this could be my powder carving board, and this could be my all mountain freestyle free ride board with the Mountain Twin and the Ultra Mind Expander in there. All right, we got a super chat from Banana Pants. Hoping to get a rant. I have some topics. Oh, I'll let you pick the topic you want me to rant on. We'll do this. All right. Ask another question. All you're going to ask is me to spin the wheel again. I know, because you want me to do a rant. But you could also ask your rant. Put the rant you want me to talk about in the form of a question. That's the best way to do this. All right. Let's see what else is going on. M. Mosca. Any movie recommendations for those of us who can't snowboard right now? Well, almost all of the Roger Corman movies are on Amazon Prime. So if you want to watch good schlocky, low budget movies or rednecks running moonshine, it's got you covered. I mean, Eat My Dust. Let's see what else is on. Or is it Suck My Dust? No, it's Eat My Dust with a very, very young Ron Howard, still doing Happy Days. That's a good one. I think Grand Theft Auto is on there. Not the original one from like the 1940s, but the second one from the 1970s is on there. Moonshine Express is on there, although that's a really bad transfer. Roadhouse is on there. I watched Roadhouse again for like the 1000th time. It's like they alternate. It's like Amazon Prime knows what I want. So it's like for 1 month, it'll be Roadhouse. The next month, it's Bloodsport. Then it's Roadhouse again. Then it's Bloodsport. Like, I love Roadhouse. And I love Bloodsport. I love them both. They're so schlocky and great. You should watch them. But if you are talking snowboard movies, Dark Matter is on Amazon Prime right now. So that's Travis Rice's new movie. So you could check that out. Let's see. Andy GP Walk. Would love to see a Shaper Summit. I can't imagine the bar fights. I'd go to Shaper Summit and then fucking Aaron, whatever his nuts is that owns Elevated Surfcraft, would run his fucking spoiled little rich kid mouth at me, and I would fucking throat punch that tool little douche nozzle. That's the reason I don't go, because everyone else that goes, I know, like, we all get along. They all know that, like, I like weird shapes, and I'll talk to them about it. But yeah, Shaper Summit, like, that's the reason I don't go, is because Aaron, whatever the fuck his nuts is from Elevated Surfcraft, who can't design a snowboard to save his fucking life because it has to fit his 3-inch stance, because it has to be like this. It fucking believes that he brought volume shifted boards over from Japan. He's a spoiled little rich kid whose daddy pays for everything. Like, fuck that guy. Fuck him. I don't give a fuck about his brand. That's the one reason I don't go to Shaper Summit, because Kingwell's an awesome dude. Like, I like Kingwell. I support him. I support Shaper Summit, and the guys from Splitboard Shop out in Utah wanted me to go, and it's like, oh man, fuck, I want to go. It's just there's people there that will ruin it and then I end up looking like the asshole, because when any of this shit happens, I always end up looking like the asshole because I finish it. Like, all these people are like, oh, it broke up and it ended. No, I fucking finish it. Like, when I'm done, it's done. No one wants to come in for round 2. It's just fucking done. And that's it. Like, yeah, fuck that guy. All right. Well, man, Shredder, I fell asleep a bit. Did you comment on Kev at SPC getting 500K subs? No. Was that even a question? Should I? He's been doing this for 11 years. He should be at 500K. Right? I think he's been doing it 11 years, 10 years, something like that. I don't know. I mean, it's admirable that he made it to 500,000 subscribers, but then you look at the comments over there and you question the intelligence of the people. Plus, he gives shit ass advice. I'll just fucking say it. He ain't my friend. Tried to be nice to him. All right. What do we got here? Spin again. All right. Lose a turn. Wah, wah. All right. Yeah, so, okay. All right. Let's see. Jeff DeMoose 776. I'm setting up my board right now. Most of them are at the park. I'm 5'7" and weigh 130 pounds. What would you recommend to set my width to? For bindings, probably do 21, 21.5. I don't know. 15 degrees in the front, negative 12 in the rear, and then play with it. I mean, it's depending what you got. It's either 8 screws or 4 screws. I mean, play around with it. You'll figure that out. All right. Slay J, fat bikes, go. Fat bikes are like fucking fat chicks. We don't talk about them. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Francis Jacob Turingen, 79 Trans Am or Francis Jacob Turingen, 79 Trans Am or Z28 for blasting White Snake at Breck. Okay. First off, there is a guy with an 82 Z28 that he swapped the motor out, so it's got the bigger motor in it, and he totally listens to White Snake, and he lives here. So that's the answer right there. We've already got one. It's great. I can hear him coming. He sometimes parks out in front of here. It's great. And then when he fires up, he's like, rah, 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 rah. It's fucking amazing. Although I was looking at a 77 Trans Am the other day. Okay. Let's see. What else is going on? Yo, Greco, if you were riding Utah, what's your go-to? So, depends where I'm at in Utah, but Brighton is always on the list. Like, I always love going to ride Brighton. It's always fun. Every snowboarder should ride Brighton at some point in their life. It's a snowboarder's mountain. That mountain is literally built for snowboarders. Like, the way it formed is perfect. It's got so much potential. Otherwise, Powder Mountain, I love the fact that they capped their day ticket sales at $1,500. So you got that going on for you. And you can get a cat lap for $25. So 2,000 vertical, untouched bow. Fuck yeah. All right. All right. Balt M suggesting a top 5. Top 5 reasons to ride powder. That's a good one. We're putting that in the list. Top 5 reasons to ride powder. Top 5. I don't know if I should have put letting you guys choose top 5s on the frickin' wheel. Shit's a little questionable. All right. Let's see what else is going on. I think we're kind of catching up on questions. All right. Oh, we're an hour into this live stream. We'll see where we can go from here. DR, on a mountain 21, a supplement with lumberjack, but never really rode rocker. So lumberjack or lumberjack camber? Really depends. Really depends. Like, I mean, if you've never ridden rocker, so it depends what you want to get out of the board. The big thing is with that flat to rocker, it's going to be more surfy, more playful. You don't have to load it up to get it to pop. But when you go to the camber, you get more pop, but it still floats. Like, they both float the same, in my opinion. And they're both playful in the tips where it counts. It's just you get a little more drive out of the camber, and you get a little more looser, surfy feel out of the rocker. Me personally, Like I've ridden everything under the sun. I always go with the rocker version because it's supposed to be a powder twin, and like ironically, everyone else has turned it into a park board, um, which is just an added bonus. So yeah. All right. All right. We got a super chat from Old Man Shredder. Let's give him a spin here first. See if he loses his turn. We'll give it a better spin here. There we go. You got to lose a turn. Not answering your question. No, I'll answer your question. That's okay. So the Burton Craig Kelly 92 or the Burton Air 92. Yeah, I am the Old Man Shredder, soon 50 years old. I don't give a fuck about either of them. They're old. They're heirlooms. I don't give a fuck. Why would I give a fuck? I don't want, like, I've said this to people before. I never want to live in the past. I've done that. It is the most sad and depressing thing. I got hung up after I lost my spleen and was depressed and just living in the past. I hate that shit. Like, every year, equipment gets better. Every year, everything gets better. Like, looking back with rose-colored glasses and nostalgia, it was better when, and this board is the best, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. You know, you sound like the high school football quarterback that never left his hometown. It's sad. It's just sad. Like, I don't, you know, I can look back. There are boards in the past. I look back, I was like, that board was sick. And that, but I fucking hate the snowboard nostalgia bullshit. Like, it's funny seeing Kemper back because the boards are actually good. Like, I wanted to hate him. I wanted to hate him legitimately, but the boards are good. Like, I like the Aggressor. I like the Night Flight, which is just the stiffer flight series. You know, that was good. The Apex Kurt Heine was good. The only one I didn't really care for was the Rampage. And the Screamer was whatever, but that shape I've ridden on the Niche Story as well as the Borealis Shaman. This whole nostalgia thing, like the guys over at Dig My Quiver and all that shit, they give bad advice. They show up to mountains with boards that I would never ride on those days and be like, I'm riding this on opening day in Wisconsin. And I'm like, there's a rope toe with 3 rails. Why the fuck you riding a 195 LibTech Doughboy Shredder from 1997? It just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't to me. But yeah. All right. Okay. I have to, this is a public service announcement from Joseph Brechterfield. Powder Mountain is a terrible mountain. Absolutely no go. Yeah, no one should go there. It's awful. Go to Beaver Mountain. It's more north. Drier snow. Okay. Okay. This is one I'm actually really good with. Robert Faulkner. I just broke and dislocated my collarbone, which is going to end my season. Any tips for being ready for next season? The big thing is you dislocated your collarbone, which means you probably dislocated it from the sternum, which is like the gnarliest dislocation. I wish I could like really show you guys the extent of how bad both of mine are. So I dislocated them down here. And so what that does is it actually pulls this. So the big thing is you're looking at 4 to 6 weeks with a broken collarbone for recovery. You're going to lose all that muscle that's up in this capsule up here. That's going to also make the joint weak. If the joint is weak and not stabilized, you will be prone to dislocating it again. Typically, in the last few years, it's gotten better because I built the muscle back up, but in my case, my collarbone and pull out my shoulder and everything about 8 times a season. So you're looking at rest for 4 to 6 weeks. Collagen peptides. You can put it in your coffee. You can put it in a smoothie. You can probably find a pill supplement, which sure. But collagen peptides will help with the regrowth in there. Glucosamine